Hello, my name is Christian Her. I'm your instructor, and I want to welcome you to JavaScript. In this class, we'll be learning a lot about JavaScript. This is the main course if you want to write script using JavaScript. Other classes if you have already taken, might have introduced you to some JavaScript or jQuery, but this is the main course if you want to learn JS. So I want to just go over a little bit about myself, not a whole lot, but my office hours. Basically, you should have already read the syllabus by now, and again here on the course shell I also list my office hours. Okay, so I'll be here on my usual day on Mondays from 4 to 5 p.m. in the office, room 312, and then on Tuesdays I'll have office hours online, so I'll be online from 5 to 7. And if you want to hang out, please let me know, or if you want to just send me an email. I'm usually up and live at those 2 hours. So, but I mean, I'm usually available 24/7, basically. So if you have any questions that you need an instant answer for, please shoot me an email. That is the best way to reach me. Or if you need any more help and you want to meet in person, or through Google Hangouts or other channels, we can also do that too. So just again, contact me either through email or call my phone number and leave a message, and I'll get back to you with the schedule. Okay, so here are just a few things I've done, and I have also an account, a course on LinkedIn Learning or lynda.com here if you want to explore. But a little bit about me here, so feel free to read about that. Okay, I want to go into the Start Here folder link. You just make sure this is the textbook that you should have. If you don't have it, I highly encourage you to get it ASAP, because we'll be starting to use this book right away. Okay, if you don't have the book, please do let me know, so I can probably scan a chapter and then send that off to you as a PDF, so you can start using that for the time being. Okay. So let's see, that's that. The course schedule, let's go over that for a minute here. So this is a tentative course schedule for this class. As you can see, we have about 15 weeks, so a total of, I'll say, 12 units. Okay. So the first unit, which is unit 1 or unit 0, is just basically the before you begin unit, where you should have already, if not, submit your syllabus acknowledgement. That is an agreement, a contract between you and me. Okay, that's for lack of a better term. So just make sure you do that first. If you don't do that, then you will not see that unit 1 on Blackboard, like if you go here right now. So you just see this. Okay, so you need to go in here and then read through this stuff here, and of course introduce yourself on the discussion board, and we'll go over this a little bit here later. On the very bottom is where you would submit the acknowledgement. So once you submit that in there, and then it should, if you go back to the main screen or the home page, you'll see the unit 1 be listed here. Okay, so just take care of that. So back to the course schedule here. So we'll see that in chapter 1, unit 1, we will be running this for 2 weeks. The reason why is because I want to make sure we have everything set up. So the first week is basically you'll be reading just the first couple of pages here, and not only that, but also want to make sure you have the right tools set up on your machine and get your textbook out ready, and we can start, because from there on we're not going back, right? So we're not going to go back to chapter 1 and make sure you have those stuff. So for this week, you'll be doing the intro here plus a part of chapter 1, which is will cover pages 1 through 39 only, and the exercises are listed here as well. You have the utilize Apollo. This is nothing more than just by telling me that you have an Apollo account or a Chronos account. If you are a former student and if you have access to a Chronos web account, you can also use that too if you wish. But I'll be creating your Apollo accounts for those of you who don't have one, And if you don't have one, if you know you don't have one, then it's good idea to shoot me an email so I can create that for you as quickly as possible. But I'll be doing that this week, so I'll make sure you have that up and running. And then once you have the account created, you want to work on these exercises, and you'll be uploading these assignments to your Apollo account. And when you submit your assignment, I just need the link or links to these exercises. So please do not upload all the files to Blackboard, but just provide me the link. If you have taken classes with me in the past, especially in the web programming courses, then you'll probably know exactly what I asking for. Otherwise, again, well, I'll be going that a few times just to make sure you know exactly what to do here. Okay, so the first part we just do this, and the next week we'll go the other, was complete the other half of chapter 1. You'll be continuing from pages 39 to 55, which is the rest of the chapter, and you'll be working on these exercises, as well as something you see here is a web project topic. Okay, so I'll be talking about that in a minute here. And then this is a guide to kind of give you what's coming up ahead. If you want to go ahead and work on these exercises in the future, that's completely fine with me. That's why I list them here, right? Just in case if you do want to work ahead, then you can go ahead and do these here. So most of your assignments will be coming out directly from the textbook. Okay, and this is besides your project. All right. So this is a schedule. If I feel that we are falling behind or something, then I'll probably come here and then make some adjustment. And once I do that, I will announce to everyone so we all know, and so forth. Okay, so we have a midterm here around the last week of February, and this will cover only chapters 1 through 1, 2, 3, and 5. We're not. I'm not doing 4 here because I moved 4 to the Unit 5 down here, which is after the midterm. And chapter 4 covers mainly just debugging and error handling. So I probably will not include any of these part in the exam either. So as you can see in the final exam, I don't include chapter 4. Okay, and also chapter 10 is not included in here. Okay, so please check on this schedule. If you want to print it out, do that. Otherwise, this is a guide to help you to work on your assignments. Okay, so let's just go to the I guess we can talk about the web project here. In this class, you are required to build a web project. So you're going to develop this project all by yourself. You're more than welcome to ask your classmates for help, for guidance, or for any ideas. That's completely fine, but you should be doing this on your own. This is only for your benefit, to get the all these stuff from the course. To know them and to do them well is to do on your own. Okay, so the final project here is worth 1,000 points, and so the points here is kind of irrelevant. What's important here is the percentage here. So it's 30% of your total grade. So that means, if you remember, if you read the syllabus, I have broken down the grades based on the following. So I have 10 points for participation. Okay, that's by doing your assignments and doing any discussions if I ask you to, but mainly doing your assignments. And then I have 30 points for the assignments itself. These are your homework assignments. These are in the learning units here. We'll see that in a bit. And then a 30% for the exams. That includes both the midterm and the final. And then finally, the other 30% is this project here. So if you do not do this project, let's just say if you fail to submit this final project at the end of the course, you will not be able to pass this class with a C or better. This is a requirement for all IT classes. If you are in the IT program, and in order for you to graduate in the IT program, you have to have a C or better for all core courses. Okay, so it's really important that you finish this project to submit it in. I mean, you may not finish everything, but you have to submit something in for some points, right? So keep that in mind. And this is a project that's due at the very last day of class. So as you can see, the last day, which is Monday, the 23rd of April. So you want to make sure you complete it by that time. Okay, and all the requirements or the rubric score will be based on what's covered in each chapter. So if you look it down here, okay, so each chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on give you a guide of what to include in your project. Okay, it's also in the book, but I already kind of reiterated here. So these are the things or the components that you will have to build in and put into your project. And then again, I'm not putting any timeline here for you, so I'm not going to go and then put a due date for Unit 3 or Unit 4 and so on. You have to do this on your own time. I have students who complete the whole thing in the last week of class, which is completely fine, but that's not really a good idea because you'll be having a lot of stuff by that time. So I mean, build each piece as you move along through each chapter, so you remember them. They're still fresh in your memory and so on. Okay, so these are the instructions, and then we are skipping chapter 10. So by the end of the class, you should have your project with each of these little pieces embedded into your project. Okay, now here's what I want you to do, and also I do not want you to do. And each of these chapters, so as you can see, for example, here it says add a feature of one of the web pages that leads to perform one of the mathematical calculation for the input, right? In chapter 2, you'll be doing something like that for your homework assignments as well as the practice exercises. Now, I do not want you to just copy and paste what you already did in the assignments and put that into your project. Okay, that's a no-no. I want you to create something using something similar, but something out of your own creation. Okay, so it should not be the same assignment and the homework and just copy and paste. Okay, you should not do that. And that goes for all these assignments here. Okay. All right. And if you have any questions on the project, please always again let me know. I'll be more than happy to elaborate or go over each section with you throughout the course. Okay. Next, in the resources folder, here I have all the PowerPoint slides from the book. Feel free to download and see them and go over them. I may or may not use them in my videos, but these are pretty handy. Okay, what you will need though is this zip file here, which is the student data files. Okay, you need that file, so just download that, unzip it to your local drive. And if you want to do the exercises in the book, you will need those files to work on as well as the homework assignments. So once you download the file, you should have a file that looks something like this. Okay, so unzip that, and then inside the file you have the data files, and then you have all the chapters 1 through 12. If it's zipped, just again unzip that as well. And so inside chapter 1, you'll see a folder called chapter and the hands-on project, okay, 1 through 5. And then in individual case, this is the ones that you will need for your web project. But we're not going to do the team case, which is usually individual case here. So in the chapter is in here, this is the starting files for the practice exercises. If you want to follow along in the book, these are the files you'll need. Okay. And then the hands-on, your homework assignments will be based on these files. So again, make sure you download these files to in order to work on your assignments. So in the chapter 1-1, it has all these files for you to start, and then you're going to build on these files based on the instructions in the textbook. Okay, so make sure you have that downloaded. Next, here is just a list of some errors or errata found in the textbook. Feel free to look in there. They do have some errors. And if I don't remember to call them out in the future units, please do let me know. I did find a few that had a few, not major, but a minor impact on the assignment. So I'll remember to put those in the course unit as well. You should also have a way or means to upload files to the server, and the FTP client that we recommend is FileZilla. So you can use that, or any one of these is fine too. Okay, if you are all familiar with using just the window file explorer to do that, which is fine too. But usually these tools are much handier and much nicer. So download one of these and install on your machine, and the instruction to do that is also here. Okay. jQuery, this is only for chapter 12 when we get there towards the end of the semester, so we'll come and revisit this again. I'll ask you to download the library and install that to your machine. Okay. These are just some tools in here, the online meeting and then the codeshare.io. This is for if, let's just say, you want to have a meeting with me, and you want me to do some demo or to illustrate, or you want to share your code with me because something's not working or whatnot, then this is a pretty good place for us to go and then share our code. So for example, if I load that now, you see that it has a window here. Okay, I put the code here, and you can sign in and then you can join here. We can also use video if that's required. But if I type the code here, for example, then you should see it. But you can see it, you can interact with me or with other students as well. We can all sign in here and see this code together and so forth. So this is a really cool online tool if we ever want to use that. Okay, so that's the CodeShare.io. I think that's it for this one. Okay, let's see. The next part I want to talk about is basically in the home page here in the Learning Unit 1. So the next video I'll be showing you Learning Unit 1, what you need to do and what type of IDE you need to install and so on. So if you have any questions, please send me an email. Thank you.